Only 5% of Americans think social media has a positive impact on mental health. The fact that I can fit that number on one hand means there's something going on there. Hello, beautiful people. I'm Caylyn, and today I want to talk about social media misuse and the toxic expectations we place ourselves, which I think is really important right now considering everything going on with the COVID-19 pandemic. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell, ding ding, that way you know every time I post a new video, and I'm going to be exploring a lot more social media, so make sure you subscribe for that. So I'm someone who's very fascinated by people, and considering I haven't been working and I've been able to spend a lot of time at home, I've seen two things on the internet. Some very good things and some very not so good things that have come out of everybody being at home and having more time. So I thought now would be a really good time to talk about social media misuse because we're doing a lot more of it simply because a lot of us are at home a lot more. And I'm going to talk about a little downloadable that I have created after to really help you kind of change your social media use a little bit. We're going to talk all about that, but stay tuned for that. So what is social media misuse? There are a lot of definitions if you decide to look something like this up because there's like the corporate misuse of social media and business misuse, but I want to focus on the individual, on people like you and me who just use social media as part of our daily lives. When I talk about social media misuse, we're looking at things like overusing social media, using it to replace personal connections, things like that. Specifically with this, I want to focus on a little bit how we take our bad days out on other people, on how we don't really think about what we're posting, and so we actually end up hurting other people. And I think that is a really big misuse of social media, is that we don't realize that because we type so fast, we don't actually think all the time about what we're posting. Now, one of the best things I have to say about social media misuse, this is our hallelujah, is that you control social media. It does not control you. I think a lot of the times we feel like it controls us because there is so much social media out there. There's so much out there, everybody is always on it, and now TikTok's a thing. But you can control and make decisions about stuff like that. Check out some articles I have down below looking at some information like this. One of them is about an increase in psychological distress in teenage girls. And I think it's important to know stuff like this so that we know that these are things going on. Some interesting information from the American Psychiatric Association. 45% of Americans think that social media has both harmful and positive effects. 38% think it just has harmful effects. And like I said at the beginning of this video, only 5% of Americans actually believe that social media has positive effects across the board on our mental health. Now, I think a lot of this has to do with social media misuse. This technology happened so fast and we didn't know how to use it, and now we gotta learn. So in doing research on this, I found this really interesting fun fact. So the average person can write 68 letters a minute. Compared to when we are typing, whether it's on our phone or on a computer, we can type 190 to 200 letters a minute. That is so much more, to the point that we are typing almost as fast, if not just as fast, as we're thinking. This often means that we don't review or actually process what we type down before we hit send or before we decide to post this. And this is where I think a lot of social media misuse is coming from. Because we're not in a situation where we're having a conversation with another person where we can check in with them. What's going on? How are they feeling? What are the facial expressions? What's going on with their body language? We don't have that the same way. And it's the same if you're writing something out. Because you write slower, your brain is actually still processing the thought you're in the middle of writing instead of just and now it's on the internet. Now, considering YouTube is also a social media platform, leave me a comment down below about just about anything because this is a massive topic and I just want to know what people have to say about it in general. And now I want to talk about toxic expectations that come with social media. I promised this at the beginning of the video, so here we go. Toxic expectations with yourself. Let's talk about that first. I think the biggest thing that ends up being our problem when it comes to this is that we love to compare ourselves to other people. We have this tendency to immediately judge what we're seeing on social media. And I'm not saying judgment necessarily as in, oh my God, her hair looks so stupid. No, I'm saying we make a judgment on what is being posted by a person and often apply it to ourselves. Oh my God, Shirley is traveling again. If you're a Shirley and you travel a lot, good for you. But we start comparing ourselves to what we are seeing, what we are reading. And usually in the comparison thing, we put ourselves below the other person. We don't necessarily compare ourselves for the better. Not that we should be comparing ourselves with anybody at all, in my opinion, because the best thing I think for us to do is be better than who you were yesterday. Don't compare your beginning to somebody else's middle. Comparison has a really great way of taking us from up here to down here really fast. And it's honestly just not based on truth. It's not based on your reality. So we really want to watch out for those moments where we are starting to compare ourselves. And just, again, social media is a really good place to watch out for that because we do it a lot more readily and easily and often without even realizing it. And then we have toxic expectations of others when it comes to social media misuse. The problem with a lack of a face-to-face connection is it just paves the road for so many misunderstandings. The road to hell is paved with misunderstandings and good intentions. So I think we have the expectation that someone we are having a conversation with or posting with or whatever on social media is in the same headspace, in the same place that we are, which is very different from the reality of how it actually works. Different things are going on for different people at different times when we're accessing social media, whether it's a messaging platform or posting and looking at posts. And it's kind of, we end up expecting people to be where we're at because we are just where we're at. It's something we do unconsciously because that is how we socially connect with others. We're having a conversation in the same space, which isn't the case in social media. I think we often have the toxic expectation that other people use social media the same way that we do, which isn't true. A lot of people use it differently or for different reasons or want it for different things. You know, the reason I use Instagram is different than the reason you use Instagram is different from the way Gary Vee uses Instagram, who is probably one of the best examples I've ever seen of somebody who uses social media in a really, really positive way. And I think we just need to watch that, you know? Don't set your friends up to disappoint you by expecting of them things that, you know, if you don't know what's going on their side, wherever they are in the world when they're on social, you know, you can't get mad at them for that, and they can't get mad at you either. Okay, so what do we do about this? I have created a little downloadable for you. It is in the link, the link to it is in the description down below of how you can take steps to modify your social media use. This is based on some of the research that I have done, but also things that I have tried that I have felt have really benefited my mental health by making some changes. Now, I'm not asking you to go cold turkey here. That's a little aggressive. And if you do want to change your social media use for it to be a little bit healthier for yourself, or you're just looking to change how you use it, making gradual steps is definitely the way to go. Because if you try to go cold turkey all at once, you're less likely to succeed in some of the things you want to. And this is just a proven fact with most things in life. So I've created a little way for you to gradually over time modify your social media use, and it's there to be a guide to help you keep track if you're interested in that at all. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me and for watching this video. Make sure you stay tuned because I will be posting more about social media in the upcoming weeks. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Thank you so much. Love you. Bye.